Alright guys, we're back here for part 2 of me getting to put together my turbo prelude. Figure I'd show you guys a cool little poster I got in my garage that the in-laws got me. Super cool. But yeah, we're gonna go pick up some of the parts that I forgot last time. So I'm having you guys help keep me a little accountable this time. So we have the bumper beam replacement that Sean offers. And then there's all sorts of good Prelude goodies. Some super cool gauges that I can't wait to install. Some LED headlights. But what I really had forgotten that I needed for fab work is a blow-off valve. Got the tile blow-off valve. Red is my color, so that's why I have red, but primarily needed for this flange to fit up to the intercooler piping, but I have both of those now. And yeah, so it's time to go back to Ohio. I got a couple parts inside I gotta grab. I'll show you those, and I will catch up with you whenever we're at the car. Alright, here's the last couple parts that I got since the last time we did a video. Here we just have it's like a battery mount. I'm going to try to mount it on the frame rail or somewhere in the engine bay. I'm not really a big fan of battery relocation as much as it's 100% fine. There's nothing wrong with it so long as you're not breathing in too many bad battery fumes, but I'm just going to get one of those small Odyssey PC680 batteries and see if I can't leave it in the engine bay but still give myself some room. And then I got a cheap catch can for like 40 bucks because I don't think I'm really gonna have one for one of the battery sized ones that the Civic and Tiger guys get the joy of using. This was like a $40 Google find, but it's got the two breathers up top, 2-10 ports, and a drain on the bottom. So for 40 bucks, I mean, I don't think you could even hardly buy this material, so I'm happy with it, but I gotta get a move on now and go see the car. Alright guys, we're back here, day 2 of the Prelude. Today we're going to tear down. The main plan here is to get out all this AC stuff, the power steering, cooler, and then to make room for the intercooler piping. There's a good chance we chop into here or over here and make room for that battery box that I got. My friend may have to make a coolant reservoir tank for me or something, but we're going to try to get that all out of here, get that battery out of the way, kind of see what we're working with. And yeah, we're going to get the turbo set up, the manifold and the turbo actually hung, just kind of see what room we have to go with, and get the aluminum radiator I got. I'm probably going to do one of the coolant line returns into the bottom of it. Actually, I'll show that to you real quick while we're sitting here. Who would have thought that eBay would be the only place where you could find an aluminum intercooler for our cars. I've seen a couple people who have them already. It seems like they fit decently enough. If not, we'll modify it enough to make it work. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And it's even got a little drain down here, and it's set up for, I believe it's actually set up for the factory fans if you want to use them, but that's probably not the direction we're going with. I'll give you guys some updates as we go along. Alright guys, the main teardown is over, and we're going to start mocking up the turbo kit itself, well at least the manifold and the turbo, and it'll kind of give us a better baseline of where everything else needs to go. We'll put in the next radiator. My buddy's looking to sell an intercooler. He brought it with him today. There's a good chance if it fits I'm going to end up buying it from him. But yeah, everything is basically out. Got the condenser radiator out, the AC compressor. I was kind of surprised. I ended up having to take out the alternator just to get out the manifold and stuff. The battery tray and stuff is gone, and like I said, I'm going to be setting up for one of those Odyssey batteries. Not really sure where it's going to fit yet. It may fit just down here in the frame rail, or I may put it on just the other side. We'll take out this reservoir and may have to cut out this little piece of metal right here. Just 90 across the top and the side, and I think it actually may fit right back in there. Maybe figure out a new solution for an overflow tank. But this has kind of been a long time coming. Had this car for like 9 years. Always wanted to do this, and it's finally coming together. I'm gonna do a little time lapse of us putting the turbo and manifold on. Hopefully it comes out well. I got a couple time lapses I'm trying to do, but never done this before, so we'll see how it works. But then yeah, I'll give you some more detail once everything's on. Alright guys, here it is. The Canadian WeirTech turbo manifold. Fits really well, gives it some good placement. It's going to be pretty close to the radiator. I believe I'm just going to have to do some push fans instead of push from the front back instead of from the back towards the engine. But yeah, I got the Garrett GTX 2867 ball bearing. Decided to actually run this, even though it's probably going to be, I don't know, February or March until this thing even gets close to an actual startup, but making some progress. We're going to keep on with the fitment and stuff, so we can get to a point where he can start fabbing up charge piping and exhaust. Alright, this is kind of a wrap up. We're kind of at the end of our day here. Everything's gone really good. But yeah, after this we gotta get the car where it's movable again, and then it's getting pulled out, and until he's got his free time to continue working on this, it's just going to kind of sit, and I'll be back here maybe in a couple weeks. Who knows? We'll see when I'm coming back. But we got the aluminum radiator in, turbo and everything sits in well. The downpipe I have is actually pretty legitimate. It needs a section cut out for height, and then it needs this Garrett GT flange welded on. The other side, it's a recessed lip on this side, and the other side protrudes, so it locks in real well. But yeah, that's on his plate. There's a ton of stuff here, really. We decided we're gonna, this intercooler my buddy was trying to sell me, and it's a really nice core and everything, but it doesn't quite fit the needs of the project. So I'm gonna end up buying just a core, and we're gonna have custom intakes made. We're actually gonna backdoor it through these two little holes on either side. We're probably gonna hole saw this, make it a little larger, and shoot the intercooler piping through there. But yeah, the eBay $120 radiator, it fits pretty well, minus two things. I actually ended up cutting this little core support back a little bit to clear this upper tube area, and it was even tight enough where it wouldn't fit past the radiator cap or just the fill neck in general before we kind of put it on and got it underneath just to get it on and see. And also the mounts at the top here, don't know if you can see that, how tall they actually are inside. They're actually too tall for this, so it won't quite sit down and reach because of how tall that rubber mount is. So I don't know, if I'm gonna figure out something down the road for that, but overall it's pretty good quality for $100. And this is a tight enough fit that it's going to go to a push fan instead of pull fan setup like normal stuff is. But with the intercooler up here, the size that we've figured out we're going to do and everything, there's actually a ton of room now compared to factory. So we're going to do 2 push fans, and then a intercooler with custom intakes. And then as far as the Odyssey battery, see I got that out, bunch of room. This is all going to get cleaned up over the winter, but now the battery's not going to be here. I'll probably just send the wire through this hole where the coolant overflow hose goes. I'm going to mount it right here. This battery box now is a really good fit. I'm going to end up probably riv nutting it in place, so it'll just be a bolt on, bolt off, instead of doing, like, I don't know, self-tapping nuts or anything. But this should work out perfect. It's exactly what I want to do, because I just didn't want to put in the cab. That's just my preference. A lot of people do, and it's fine, but it's not what I wanted to do. But yeah, got a lot done. Most everything fits. This bumper beam threw me off the way it mounts. It mounts a little different from the factory style, but very good day overall. I'll see you guys next time.